Blitz, sponsored by Moxie Credit Union and Michael Rocha with Atlantic Realty.
Welcome to the Blitz. I'm Frankie Tovar.
I'm Angelina Martin.
Andy's back in the studio for the final game of the Blitz season, and we have a doozy for you. The D6 Sac-Joaquin Section Championship between rivals Escalon and Hilmar. And then when it was all said and done, it was the Cougars who walked away with the blue banner by a score of 41-27.
It was cold, it was wet, it was rainy. That didn't stop Escalon. They ran the ball down Hilmar's throats. They went back to what they know best. The Cougars, they amassed 394 total offensive yards, almost got to that 400 mark. They put on a show.
They were very close to that 400 mark indeed. Hilmar on the flip side, 294 total yards, but the kicker, 222 of those yards came in the first half, and so you could probably take an inference and say that Hilmar had a great first half. Escalon had a even better second half, and that's what led to victory. Important to note, this is the fourth time these rivals have met in the postseason since Hilmar took them down in 2011 in the D4 final. Since then, Hilmar took them down in the quarterfinal, and then the past 2 years in the semifinal. So, sweet revenge from Escalon, as you'll see right now on the Friday Night Highlights. You want some excitement with your highlights? Well, you don't have to wait because we're kicking things off with the kickoff, pun intended. Joseph Olsen hands the ball off to Justin Barros, and Barros is gone. Perfect blocking from Steven Amaral, Ryan Handy, and Lucas Cardozo, and Barros is untouched for an 88-yard touchdown, and Hilmar's sideline is in hysterics, but it's a 6-point lead after the PAT is blocked by Caden Christensen.
But it only takes Escalon 7 plays to bounce back, and they start with the running game. Luke Anderson bulldozes his way to an 11-yard gain. Then quarterback Ty Harris airs it out to Colton Pinero for a 24-yard pickup on 3rd and long. He's down near the red zone. And only a couple plays later, it's Christensen with a stellar 18-yard touchdown run. He falls into the end zone to take the lead 7-6.
Oh boy, this is looking like a shootout early, but Hilmar only needs a handful of plays to answer back, and Seth Miguel is the man to do that. He fakes the handoff to Steven Silva, then runs the ball himself. He picks up 6 yards. Then it's Silva to the outside with a toss on the very next play, adding 7 yards and a first down to his stat line before Miguel fires a dart to Olsen, who outruns the Cougar defense en route to a 53-yard touchdown to make it 13-7 halfway through the first quarter.
And it's not even over. Hilmar keeps pouring it on. After forcing an Escalon 3-and-out, it's a one-play home run as Miguel hits Barros on the back shoulder and sends him to the races. A beautiful 45-yard dash to the end zone from the senior, and the score is now 7-20. We're still in the first quarter.
I can't believe it. This is such a outpouring of offensive output for Hilmar, but Escalon, they respond with a measured 9-play drive that takes us to the end of the first quarter, and no surprise, they feed the ball to Anderson. The junior back rumbles for 9 yards, then it's back to the air as Harris targets his favorite receiver, Pinero. He reels in the ball and picks up 15 yards on another 3rd and long. Then it's back to Anderson, who trucks the defender and picks up 6 yards, setting himself up for a 5-yard touchdown to make it 14-20, and it looks close, but it is good. After a conference with the referees, they decide it goes on the board.
And the defenses finally step up in the second quarter, starting with this interception of Miguel by Christensen. The crowd's pumped up, but the Cougars, they're going to fail to capitalize with points as they're stopped on their next possession. Now here's a great tackle by Trace Van Gilder, and this one's going to lead to a punt. But Escalon, they're going to return the favor right here with a hard stop on the Jackets QB by way of Pinero. Watch this hit. Boom! Takes them down. And so Hilmar is also forced to punt. This one, it's only going to go 8 measly little yards. That's going to give Escalon prime field position at Hilmar's 25.
And Escalon, they take advantage of the prime real estate in quick order. Anderson looking like Mike Allstott with an 11-yard gain. Then Anderson again, fighting his way to the 1-yard line. And when you're that close, what do? You keep feeding Anderson the ball, of course. He is going to break the goal line on this play, and retake the lead 21-20 with just 2 minutes left in the half. What is Hilmar going to do?
I'll tell you what, Frankie, Hilmar isn't deterred. Miguel, he's going to direct traffic before he rolls to his left right here and looks for a receiver. It's going to be incomplete to Aiden Azevedo, but it's pass interference. That sets Hilmar up at the 50-yard line where Miguel again drops back. He's going to pump fake. Then, you know what, he's just going to take it himself. Tuck it and run, Miguel. He gains 5 yards. And with only seconds on the clock, it's do or die for the Jackets. Miguel can't find a receiver. He's scrambling, looking like Eli Manning as he heaves the ball up into the air. And he finds a wide open Azevedo in the back of the end zone. Hilmar is up 27-21 as time expires. But we have to take a second look at that play, Frankie, because it is the
play of the game.
You got to give Miguel credit for extending the play, having the vision to find a receiver in traffic, and give Azevedo some props for getting behind the Cougar defenders. Unfortunately for Hilmar, this was the peak of the day for its players.
That's right, because the second half belonged to Escalon. We're going to start things up in the third quarter with the first possession for the Cougars. And here's Harris connecting with Christensen on a crucial fourth down play, an 11-yard pickup, and he's down inside of Hilmar territory. But Hilmar seemingly puts the clamp on Escalon, forcing another fourth down as Amaral takes Cadence Trejo to Suplex City. But as he did all game, Harris bails his team out with another fourth down conversion, this one for a touchdown to Pinero, who makes a move and leaps into the end zone to even the score 27-27 after the PAT sails wide left. Oh my goodness, talk about championship drama.
Escalon gets the ball right back, and they keep the foot on the gas pedal, faking a handoff to Anderson, paving the way for a pivotal 27-yard run from Christensen on the far side of the field. He's down at Hilmar's 33. Then it's Harris who avoids the pressure, sprints towards the sideline for a 9-yard pickup and a first down. That's going to set the stage for this confusing play that looks like a completion from Harris to Pinero, but for some reason the refs decide to wave it off and replay the down. So we're looking at 3rd and 12, and Harris decides to shoot for the end zone. He launches the ball towards Christensen, who's pulled down by Olsen, drawing pass interference and putting Christensen in position to score from 4 yards out. His second of the game to make it 33-27 with 9:43 left in regulation. Nice slide.
And Christensen and his teammates, they're windmilling their arms around, they're jumping, they're cheering, but Hilmar's still fighting for its championship dreams. Miguel finds Barros for a 6-yard pickup. And then next, it's a run up the middle with Silva, who barges his way for an 8-yard gain. But on 2nd and 7 from midfield, tragedy strikes. Miguel hits the pump fake, and it looks like Barros is wide open. But what a great recovery from Trejo that results in an interception, and it's a dream killer. And from there, Escalon rushes its way to victory with Christensen, his 3rd touchdown of the game from 9 yards out to seal the deal. 41-27, Escalon over Hilmar, and the 2019 D6 championship belongs to the Cougars.
I want to present this championship banner to the coach. Congratulations.
Such a valiant effort by the Yellow Jackets going for that 3rd straight banner. Came a little short, and they did so missing one of their key players, Cole Bailey, who was out injured for the game.
Yeah, Cole Bailey, impact player on offense, but I think they missed him even more on defense because he is, I guess you could call him a headhunter a little bit. But the Escalon side, congratulations to head coach Andrew Beam. It's his first section title with the Cougars, and who knows, maybe it'll be first of many. But before we talk about the players from Escalon who helped that championship effort, let's first recognize our sponsors, Moxie Credit Union and Michael Rocha with Atlantic Realty.
Do you need a loan? Then you need to visit our friends over at Moxie Credit Union. Whether it's a toy loan, a boat is a toy, I guess, a house loan, a car loan, anything you need money for, Moxie's got you covered. So visit their friendly staff on Gear Road and tell them the Blitz sent you.
And if you need to buy or sell a home, there's only one person you need to talk to, and that's Michael Rocha with Atlantic Realty. That's right, when it comes to real estate, Michael Rocha is the one person to assist you every step of the way. As a buyer's agent, he'll make your ideal home a reality. And as a seller's agent, he'll get you top dollar for your home. So contact Michael Rocha right now for more information. You can find him online on Instagram and on Facebook.
We have some standout sponsors on the Blitz, but we also have some standout players, Frankie. Let's talk about Hilmar's on Saturday. Aiden Azevedo, their wide receiver, he only had 3 catches on the day, but he made them count. He had 59 yards and 1 very impressive touchdown. We saw that one as time expired, leading into the second half.
The play of the game.
Yeah, and that was obviously tossed to him by junior quarterback Seth Miguel. Stellar game from this young quarterback. 10 for 19, 188 passing yards with 3 passing touchdowns. And the guy can run too. He had 10 carries for 60 yards. And Frank Marquez, I talked to him after the game. He's really looking forward to having that guy under his wing again next season.
Yeah, Miguel stepped up big time this season. It was his first year as a varsity starter, and he looked like he was right at home. Let's give a shout out to a couple other Hilmar players who also did very well. I'm talking about Barros and Olsen. They came through big time, but it just wasn't enough to overcome Escalon and their two-headed rushing attack of Luke Anderson and Caden Christensen. My goodness, these two got it done. They were rumbling and bumbling and beating down that Hilmar defense. Anderson, 25 carries, 119 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then Christensen, he was the leader for sure. He had 23 carries, 164 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also had an interception, and he almost also had a strip fumble that was not called on the field, but if you go back and replay it in slow-mo, he did strip that ball for the fumble. And of course, the block PAT. He was an all-around lights-out player, and that's why he is the player of the game.
D6 section title, nonetheless, section title against a rival, Hilmar. We already beat him in the regular season. It's tough to beat a team twice. And to come out here and do it in Lincoln, the weather, it's crazy out here. It was pretty amazing to accomplish that. We just said our line was better than theirs, and we just decided that we were going to run the ball. That's what Escalon's known for. For 30, 40, 50 years, all they've done is run the ball. And we went back to our roots, and we got it done. We had a motto in the locker room, it's our time. Some of us 3-year varsity players have knocked us out the past 2 years. And we said it was our time, and we weren't going to let anything get in our way of taking it home. You go down in history. I mean, we've been here 14 times. This is our 15th. Only 8 teams brought it home. To be the 9th, and no one can take that from you. It's pretty amazing. Now we got to go win next week. It's one at a time. We're just taking it week by week, staying healthy, practicing right, and just making sure that we play our football.
All right, congrats to Christensen and his Escalon family. Again, a 3-time varsity starter Christensen was, so it was nice for him to get over that Hilmar hump and rush back to Escalon High with the blue banner. They're going to be celebrating that for years to come. They'll be going on to play in the state tournament, but as for us, the Blitz, we're finished. This was our 16th and final game of the season, and Angie, you were here for most of it. What are your thoughts on the 2019 season as a whole?
As usual, it's always extremely fun being on the sidelines, even more fun when I get to fill in on the Blitz for Loud Eddie. Unfortunately, neither of the teams we cover that made it to the section title game, Daenerys and Hilmar, they were unable to win those titles, but it's always fun covering them. And to all the other schools, Turlock, Pittman, Houston, we love you guys too.
Yeah, a very special season indeed, even though Hilmar and Daenerys were unable to repeat as section champions. Again, this is the 7th season. I've seen a lot of football, a lot of high school football over the years, and it seems like the teams keep getting better and better. I can't wait for season 8, and hopefully you can't either. But you're going to have to wait for at least another, 10 months at least?
It'll go by quickly.
Yeah, the good thing is we have all of the episodes from season 7, the 2019 high school football season, archived. You can find this one and all those at turlockjournal.com. You can also find other highlights and other articles from Angie, Eddie, and maybe sometimes myself, maybe every once in a while, online, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Turlock Journal. So until next season, here is the final farewell. I'm Frankie Tovar.
I'm Angelina Martin.
Good night.